Happy Monday, everybody, and Passion Unscripted is in the house. It's another beautiful and magic Monday where we come together with Dina. Actually, I'm looking forward for these Mondays because like for like when the week starts and they might feel already drained. But for me, I always have like that extra boost of energy knowing that this is our time to come together and to continue these uncomfortable, unscripted conversations about love and passion with everybody who is interested to learn and to grow and to be part of that. And again, if this is the first time you're tuning in to this podcast, my name is Irina Portnova, and I'm in the space of manifestation where I help you to manifest your love to yourself and to your partner and make that connection eternal. And I'm here today with Dina Alexander. Hello, Dina. Say a couple of words about yourself.
Hi, sweetheart. I love you so much. I love Mondays. These are my fun days, as everybody knows. Welcome to Passion Unscripted, the podcast where we explore the divine connection between love, spirituality, and sex. So, my name is Dina. I'm a sacred sexual awareness coach, and the name says it all. I do believe sex is very sacred and we take it to the next level.
I love it. Yes. And just, like before we jump into the topic, do you have anything going on this week in your
Yes,
world?
yes. The 24th, I have all about menopause. It's online, so you can register. If you want to know more about it, please send me a message, and I'll give you the registration link. I'll make it simpler. I'll put it in the comments, the registration link, and I that's what I have now. There are some stuff coming in the future, near future. So I think I will start an island an island podcast.
Awesome.
This will be our secret if you are listening to me. But
Awesome. Beautiful.
other thing that we are going to talk about is all about ladies, women going into the next part of their lives, menopause, perimenopause. That's what I'm going to contribute in that area.
Awesome. Yes. And for me, I have amazing full moon ceremony tonight. It's called Bloom and Boogie because we are going also explore the movements and just, like to get rid of any stagnant energy, to be more attractive, to be more experiencing the love and magnetic energy, because remember, our energy can magnetize, but sometimes it magnetizes what we do not want. So during the ceremony, we actually turn into that feminine energy, which we all have, man or woman, and just like really sending our wishes into the universe. And we are going to have the petal spin where I will reveal your moon message. What is your message for today? And I invite everybody to join, and the link is in the comment. And let's start our powerful discussion today because, again, Dina is coming up with these topics and I'm just, embracing them. I'm opening myself up for all these conversations because, again, if we are becoming more open and allowing ourselves to talk on anything without shame, without judgment, without being just what we fit into the box, right? Just exploring and discovering, this is a good space because the more open we stay, the more we are going to attract to our life and explore in our life because anyways, our life is all about adventure. It's all about just that sacred game, and once we know how to play the life, we are on the top.
Love it, Irina. So we are going to continue immediately. Today's episode is a deeply honest one. I came up with this title because I do have clients that are sharing their deepest um, stuff with me. And one of
Mm-hmm.
my clients are going through this period where he took a decision to go monogamous and stop being polyamorous. And he's not the only one. There are a lot of us out there trying to be monogamous while we have that polyamorous um, feelings.
Nature. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's not because you are limiting yourself, it's because you want to try something new and get other feelings out of you. That's why I said to Irina, let's talk about that specific scenario. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we are diving into the emotional tug of war that happens when a free spirited heart that once danced through open doors, like Irina is said, suddenly seeks sanctuary within sacred walls. That's our topic today. Um, and it's a question many of us faces. Okay, it's something that we don't talk about. When
Mm-hmm.
soul cherishes freedom and exploration, what happens when it chooses safety and monogamous sacred union? So, is it a sacrifice, or is it a devotion, or something even more profound? A conscious act of love that embraces devotion while honoring the whisper of freedom within. Okay, that's the beauty that I want us to talk about at the moment. It's it's
Mm-hmm.
um it can be felt like a thorn between loving many and choosing for one. Okay, so what comes up when I first told you, hey Irina, let's talk about this topic, and what is opening up now in you? Let's talk about that.
Well, as like I mentioned before, I like this kind of conversations because they bring like some discussions and something to learn, because it's always about like experiencing and to learn. So for me, I know the polyamory wouldn't work because this is how I am. I can totally see that I can flirt with others. So is my other half. It's okay. Like, I'm not a jealous person whatsoever. But for me, like, to have this sacred relationship is very, very important. And this is just me. Not to say that this is right or wrong, but this is who I am.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that because I'm going to talk about the heart of the free spirited. Okay, for a heart that has danced through open doors, curiosity and freedom are part of the divine expression. So it's not something bad if you don't feel like it. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
know that that's how you are wired. Okay,
Totally.
you should honor that part. But if you
Mm-hmm.
decide to go monogamous, and it's okay, that soul needs it, and it's okay. But going back, the heart of the free spirited, it is an expansive spirit that seeks connection, not just on a physical level, but on a soul level. And that's important. These spirits are not in the entire day having sex. That's not a polyamory relationship. It's really a connection between different souls together. And some of us are living it. Okay? So that I find it very important for me to say it can happen. And you shouldn't be feeling bad because, for example, Irina doesn't feel it. Irina has another mission than you. Okay? I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel it.
Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
feel it. But
Mm-hmm.
I I I I was trained as a coach to be non-judgmental. That's why
Absolutely.
a polyamorous being can sit with me and can open up, and I do understand. Okay, so
Totally.
go ahead, Irina.
Yeah, so what comes up for me, it's okay, like, like I love many, right? Because love in its own essence, that's exactly what we mean. But physical intimacy for me, it's just, like one partner, because that's how I see it, right? Again, it's not to say that I'm right or wrong, it's what actually speaks to me. But for others, whatever it is, like some people, yes, like I consider myself very free spirited. But when it comes to, intimacy and love, I have my way to navigate it, right? And again, it's just my way. For somebody might be, like not the same one. But that's why it's so important to kind of ask ourselves, what are we seeking? Because a lot of times people go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and I think it's a great time just to pause and just ask, like, what exactly am I missing? Because sometimes, like, people do not know what they want themselves. Like, if they are seeking the happiness from outside, that's not exactly what they are going to find in another relationship or another person. So I think it's very important to understand who you are, and once you know how to have that happiness within, then you become more conscious what exactly you want to
Yes, true, totally with you.
see in the partner or part.
Totally with you. I like what you just said. I'm going to talk about the openness. Okay, I want us to talk about
Mhm,
the openness while you are being free spirited. Okay,
mhm,
and that curiosity, um, in that curiosity and being open, fear comes in. You know what kind of fear of losing oneself, or closing the door on potential growth and discovery. So that dance of free spirited, you we should know you should know who you are before entering it.
mhm.
Okay,
Totally.
because curiosity can shift you from your path and take
Mhm,
you where you don't want. So it's really important to for everybody to know that it is very normal that you have connections and more than one soul. However,
mhm,
just if it's lost, then you need to step back and think whether you want to continue or search for it's search for love and connection instead of only lust. Okay.
mhm,
I want to talk about that emotional tug of war, because
mhm,
you are with more than one human being, you can get in those emotional turmoils. Okay. And this is the core of today's conversation, the emotional pull. Once on
mhm,
one side, and one side is the desire for exploration, for openness, for thrill of the new connection, and on the other side there is yearning for depth, for the sake
mhm,
of union, for the
mhm,
to build of building trust, presence, spiritual growth. So there's two different um, feelings that you
mhm,
are searching for.
mhm,
Some people that make these decisions to go from polyamory to monogamous relationship, they feel it like a sacrifice. Okay, giving up on other lovers or possibilities to honor to one partnership. Okay, and I do think perhaps it's more than a sacrifice. Maybe it's a choice rooted in devotion. And we choose monogamy with awareness. We consciously carve out space for deep love, and that's what fills in the emptiness that the most of us are walking around with. Okay, that deep love, the majority of us does not have it. Okay, and building that spiritual union, that resilient transformation, the majority of us doesn't have never experienced it. Okay, but still, when you have that feeling with one person, you have that deep connection, you have grown spiritually and resilient, you have that transformation, there will always be a whisper of freedom still lingering, reminding about your true essence, that is polyamory. Let's talk about that. What would you say to a client, for example?
Well, I would say just follow your heart. That's the most important thing, right? Again, like these discussions are not there to put the shame or guilt or any kind of, like label on anybody, right? Because that's what differs the coach from, like just somebody you talk to your friend or like relatives, because everybody is having their opinions. But in coaching space, this is the sacred space where you can come and just pour your soul, and you know that you're going to be always accepted and supported and met where you are. So basically, it's very important to understand and honor your desire and know who you are, because again, there is a difference between just running around and chasing something you do not even know what, and when you are actually knowing what you are desiring to receive as the outcome. It's a completely different game change of the game, right? And once the person knows and feel confident and comfortable, then they just have to do what really speaks to them.
Yes, true, true.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the spiritual perspective of love, on love and choice. You choose for that love, for that, okay? Um, I want to highlight choosing for monogamy is not a restriction. We shouldn't see it like that. You are restricting yourself because society. You are restrict. No, it should be you. It's a devotion rooted in an intention. That's so it's supposed to be. So for a period of your life, you are devoted for that intention. When
Mm-hmm.
love is approached with consciousness, it becomes a meditation, it becomes a sacred ritual. It's about
Mm-hmm.
honoring both commitment and the divine spark in ourselves and in our partner. And sometimes choosing one love fully is the most powerful way to honor that divine spark. It's about not limiting love, but amplifying it intentionally. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you, as you said, you would recommend listening to your soul. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Absolutely.
That's why we hold space as coaches. And as a coach, it's all about trust. And if you trust that person that you are monogamous with, you can share those feelings when they come up. And maybe that person can help um, diminish that feeling by, for example, um, play in a role playing,
Mm-hmm.
um, um, buy a wig and be someone else that night, and you will be touching into playfulness, which is magical, and
Mm-hmm.
you will be engaging in that sexual energy, and that you will be honoring both of you, okay, by taking your desires to a next level and not entertaining or inserting another soul in your relationship. So as we were talking about, we should embrace our inner truth, okay, your inner.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And if you're feeling torn or or conflicted, remember your inner truth is your guiding light. Take time to listen deeply. Does your heart long for freedom, or does it ache for deep commitment or love, or perhaps both? And both
Mm-hmm.
are valid if you feel it. And the path
Mhm.
you choose, you should honor your highest good and your spiritual alignment. So I think I think this is very important. Okay, we have someone coming in.
Al.
L, let me see what L wants to say. Let me open up my screen because it's so small. So, L, if people can't openly speak on the erectile dysfunction or personal sexual appetite, do they look for sex coach to discuss or on their sacred walls? Yes, I think they by me coming up often on social media, people do trust me, and they do message me personal about erectile dysfunction, and I do recommend supplements that I do sell, or other tools that I do sell on my website. Yes, yes. So
Absolutely. I believe it's all about seeking the help because the help is always available. It's all about asking, right?
yes,
Because
yes.
if we do not ask, the answer is always no. And it's about just, like, be bold, be open, and like that's exactly how everybody has to navigate the life rather than just hiding and feel ashamed. Why don't you just speak up? And obviously you do not speak up at like in the entire world, but you do connect with somebody who you trust, somebody who is professional and somebody who can help you, definitely.
You know what, Irina? I love it. I love when Elle does this because it gives
Hmm.
me ammunition to for the next show. I think we have in the past spoken about erectile dysfunction, but maybe there is an urge for take to take it to the next level.
Totally, yeah, we can definitely talk about it.
Yes, maybe we can do it the next session. Al, we're going give some information on that part. Yeah, but it's
Hmm.
something that men doesn't seek for help. And this last week, it was a week for men. I chose to use by using of my emails and my weekly tips, give information to men, and I have gotten a lot of men searching for more information and starting the coaching with me, which I find very unusual because usually men doesn't seek for help. But I think that trust
Totally.
is built. Those
Hmm.
trust built, and I thank you very much, Irina, because of these sessions.
Absolutely. It's all about just, like to continue deliver something that people cannot readily and just openly talk about it, openly discuss it, and just, like have the open conversation. Because when we have the open conversation, we also give the permission to others to express themselves without any shame or judgment or blame.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. Al, are you still there? Maybe he has more questions. Yeah, that's it for today. I think it's short and sweet. And polyamory, we can talk all day about it. But I do still think, and I totally agree with you, Irina. I do still think that if you are ready to go deeper, you should choose one of the ones that you have the best connection with, and
Mm-hmm.
experience the monogamous relationship for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So great episode. Again, if you can just share something in the comment, if there is anything that sparked your curiosity, or maybe you want to continue the discussion, just say something in the comment or reach out to us on the DMs. And thank you so much, Al, for participating. We see you and we love you to connecting with us and having these tough discussions, right? Because they are very important. And let's just continue growing, let's just continue discovering, and let's continue to connect into our true selves. What exactly is something that ignites us, and what is something that sparks and put us on fire? Super important, because intimacy is important like every other aspect of our life. So do not take it, not seriously. Do not brush it off. Everything is important in our life. And that's why we continue talking on these topics. All right. That's it for us. Have a beautiful, beautiful Monday and join me tonight for the full moon ceremony. And I'll see you tonight. Bye.